Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Time marches on, and somehow we're over halfway through March. That means it's about to get hot again, and that sucks.
Yeah, and you deal with more serious heat than I do. Now,
yeah,
that isn't a, Canada's always cold joke. I've learned the hard way.
No.
It gets hot up, y'all.
Yeah. You guys experience triple digits. I know that.
Yeah.
In Fahrenheit, luckily, not in Celsius. That would be really bad.
I think we actually combust at that temperature. Or do we melt?
Both.
Either way, it's a bad time.
Why not both?
If you're going to go all out, become the Magna Man.
Yeah.
I look so awesome, but I'm in excruciating pain.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, we have lots of questions to answer, and they come from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yes, indeed. We're starting off in the A's. This one is from Alolan Figment. Whoops! Sonic trips on a pebble and bashes his head on some grass, and now he's convinced he's some nerd named Nicky. How does his friends and rivals react? How long will he spend on the ground looking for his glasses he doesn't need? How does the cast band together to snap him out of it?
I want to point out that the emphasis on glasses was not in the text.
No,
that
it was
Kyle's improvisation, and I approve.
My glasses. That's how I always say my glasses. So that's me. You're welcome.
So it's kind of a mixed bag amongst his friends. Some of them are, deeply concerned Sonic isn't himself. Others are kind of enjoying a slightly toned down Sonic. He's always at 11. Now that he's been dialed down to like a 3, that's kind of a fun change of pace. We don't need to rush this, Tails. It's fine. Let him be. Let him heal in his own time. You'll have Eggman show up, coming full bore, and you have Nicky going, "Please don't shoot me here. I'm not prepared for an open conflict." He's like, "What is this nonsense?" And they explain pebble, grass, concussion. Yes. Eggman's like all deflated because, I can't fight this. There's no challenge. There's no fun to it. Wake me when he's better. And he goes off, and everyone realizes, oh, wait, we don't have Sonic to fall back on. And then they begin trying to help him in earnest. And
yes,
it's kind of a ticking clock until they get him back to normal, and Eggman realizes, wait, why isn't he just nuking Sonic now? Now is the perfect opportunity to strike. Maybe Sage is tugging on his sleeve going, Father, you can do it. You can win. You can laugh about it later when Sonic recovers and say, ha, you weren't enough when your friends need you. Father, do it now. So, of course, when Eggman finally gets the memo and decides, now I will attack, Sonic will get his memory back and kick his butt, and everyone cheers and roll credits.
And then Sage will be once again disappointed by her father.
She's not mad. She's just disappointed.
Exactly. That's what I said.
The situation.
No. Eventually, the weakest link reveals itself to her, and it is, in fact, father.
We've just begun her character arc yet. She can't make that realization.
She can't go through the Starlight arc already.
It's too early, man.
Oh, no.
Look, Snively, Grimer, everybody's kind of gone down this path. Let her enjoy this moment of happiness with her dear papa.
Okay. Let her enjoy being happily evil. I like how Sonic bashed his head on grass. He finally touched some grass, and now he's nickied.
I guess it wore down after all those multiple badnik smashes.
Yes, indeed. Here's a question from Andrew D. Did you have any plans to use the DLC for Mega Man 9 and 10 as story content? If so, would they have been part of the respective games arcs or some sort of follow-up original stories? For reference, the DLC I'm referring to is Mega Man 9's special stage with Fake Man as a boss, and Mega Man 10's 3 new stages that each have one of the Mega Man killers as a boss. I'm sure you would have put something in there.
If Capcom had allowed,
yes.
Maybe those were more meant as fan servicey things and shouldn't have been counted as canon. I don't know, because Clearly, we didn't make it that far, but
10 was a long ways off, and 9.
I hadn't gotten like full research mode with those yet because we were still just getting up to 4, and those games were still fairly new.
Yeah.
So I don't recall, but I don't think we had anything loosely planned at that point.
Yeah. Well, 9 had Proto Man's story, and 10 had Base with his own story. So, but that's, you probably would have referenced that if you could have at the time, knowing all the things you pulled out of mothballs to reference in that book. So, yeah. OzJam is here with a question. It's Sonic voice actors time, starring Knuckles. This time, however, I wanted to see your input on a specific topic being discussed, that being the type of voice he should have. Some think he should have a similar voice to his first game voice actors, Michael Mitgaharn from SA1 or Scott Dreyer from SA2 and Heroes. Some would like the more rough portrayal that was performed by Dan Green in Shadow and through Black Knight, or Travis Willingham from Free Riders Through Forces. And there are some people that think our current voice, Dave B. Mitchell, is quite appropriate, with some describing it as more of a tough guy voice. So some weirdly think it sounds like SpongeBob's Patrick Star voice.
What?
I don't know. I don't hear that at all. I'm excluding his prime VA, Adam Narada, as I think he doesn't get enough time to shine due to Vincent Tong being more involved as the different Shadowverses of Knuckles, but you can still give your input. Basically, which type do you think fits him the best? And of course, which one do you enjoy the most personally?
I'm hung up on this Patrick Star thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the animation. He's like, whoever you are, when I win, we're going to have a fair fight. And when I win, you send me home. No, that's not. What are you talking about, Patrick Star?
That's not Knuckles. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is Knuckles. I don't know.
Nah. They've all done good work in their time. And, all things considered, direction and times within the franchise and whatnot, I do like the general direction of Knuckles having a fairly easygoing tone, that he sounds a little gruffer than Sonic, but also isn't always fully energized.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm describing correctly. Just so that when he goes from laid back to I'm going to punch your face in, there is a distinct change.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not necessarily a fair comparison to everything, but David's portrayal in the animation, to me, everything about that was peak Knuckles. And I don't feel like I'm 100% biased just because I wrote it. Everything about that came together, myself excluded. That was what I wanted Knuckles to be for the longest time.
Honestly, I think his voice is pretty much perfect for Knuckles compared to...
I really enjoy it.
There is so many... The other ones have great qualities, too. They've all been great. I like them all, but... And I'm
sure his
fantastic.
Performance is informed by what's come before. They set a standard that he has to be within the range of, so...
Yeah.
And it's not fair to compare like some stuff like around the Rider series where they were definitely going for goofier.
Yeah, that's also the thing with Travis Willingham, though. I can't take his voice for Knuckles seriously, and I think that might be the boom effect.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic job, but he wasn't given the same material to work off as David is.
No. And he even sounded goofy in his story of like Forces, which was supposed to be a more serious tone, sorta. But it was more serious than Boom, at least. But
there's a greater debate to be had over melodramatic versus dramatic. But just in general, I think the way he's generally portrayed and the way he's been done so far, all of them have done a good job, and I'm satisfied.
Yeah,
I could nitpick, sure, armchair voice direct, but no, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, no, I think they've all done great. I mean, people are bringing up some of the animated and the movie voice actors. I mean, Idris Elba could sound. I mean, he can voice anything and sound amazing. So
Yeah.
I could listen to that man speak all day.
Let him read the phone book,
it's
please.
Fine.
I'll tune in for episode 753, but
yes. Let him voice anything. I don't care. I'll listen to it. Yes. He does a great Knuckles. A different type of Knuckles, I feel like. A bit more, oh, man, what's the word? Naive? Even more so?
Yeah. Inexperienced.
Yeah. And I really don't remember like Brian Drummond's voice for Knuckles in Underground or anything. I really guess I should go back and revisit Underground, maybe. I don't know.
I seem to remember it was way more nasally and high-pitched than I would ever want Knuckles to be.
Yeah.
I could be mistaken. It's been a long time since I saw Underground.
Yeah. Either way. All right, let's move on to this question from Ben R. Eggman has reactivated the Dream Machine and has placed Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Shadow into a deep sleep with a personalized dream for each of them. A dream so wonderful and heavenly that the victim will attempt to sleep forever. What does each character dream of, and who, if any of them, is able to break free?
I would imagine Sonic is the one who breaks free because he wants stimulation. He wants adventure. He's always seeking it out, and I don't think any dream is going to be able to cater to that all the time without breaking down. Like, he moves too fast, he experiences things too quickly, he sees so much that I think eventually the machine's going to break down just trying to keep up with him. And he's going to realize, wait, I've seen this texture before, or I've run over the same patch of grass. I'm in an endless runner. What in the world? Eventually, he's going to clue into it. The others, I mean, Knuckles, shoot, just give him a peaceful day on the island and you can set that on loop.
Yeah.
You know, maybe occasionally rain blows through so he doesn't realize that it's been too perfect. But like, that's been his life for 16 or so years.
He might get concerned after a few years of absolute pristineness, though.
Maybe.
He might be like, this is very strange. There's going to be something going on.
Amy and Tails, I think, would just be kind of happy living their lives to the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, going on the occasional adventure and helping someone, it would be much lower key. And I think that's what the machine would be able to keep up with. It would be more tenable, what they want. And Shadow, what does Shadow want? What would be, or is he so disillusioned by all he's been through that you can't craft the perfect memory or dream scenario for him? Like, he'll realize that he's happy and that can't be. Like, things are perfect. The world is not perfect. Ergo, this can't be real. And so he and Sonic kind of meet in the middle. And Sonic's like, how'd you figure it out? Because life sucks. How did you? I got bored. Fitting. Let's go for the others. Do we have to? Yes. Life isn't perfect.
Wait a minute. I can't be happy. That makes sense. Poor Shadow. I don't feel bad for him.
And I don't entirely mean that as a joke answer. That's kind of tragically on point for him.
Yeah.
You know, he has this one final moment of contented happiness and realizes, I can never have this. Something's wrong. And he's right.
Yeah.
And that just reinforces his worldview. Poor guy.
He's a little Batman-y in that sense, but he's not rich, so. Buttered Noodles has a question. Something we've never really gotten to see from Knuckles is an exploration of his morality. So, simply put, would Knuckles kill?
Personal headcanon? Not speaking for the brand or of any kind of inside talk. Personal headcanon.
Yeah.
Maybe. In the right scenario. Like, when the Black Arms were invading, and you have these mindless monsters marauding around and maiming civilians and hurting the innocent and bombing stuff. Yeah, I could see him not pulling his punches because he's not really fighting individual people. He's fighting basically fleshy robots.
Yeah.
Or if there were like a critical threat to the island or the world, I could see him, again, not pulling his punches. It's not something he would readily do. I think he's more honorable than that he can, there's a sense of pride and that he can finish a fight without having to finish a fight. But I could see him taking that step more than just about anybody else in the cast.
Except maybe Blaze.
Well, we know Blaze would.
Good.
That's canonical.
Good.
Like the whole reason she fights Sonic in the first game is because he won't let her kill Eggman.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's like, move. And he's like, no. And she's like, I'll move you. And he's like, he'll try.
Should have tried harder. She didn't try hard enough. Oh, well. Dawson the Dachshund has a question. Cream's father has stopped by for a visit, and it's none other than the rascally wabbit himself, Bugs Bunny. What would Bugs' relationship be with his daughter and ex, and what would he think about the new crock of the house? Oh, no.
Number one, he would be an incredibly wholesome and supportive father to Cream.
Yes.
She loves her wacky daddy Bugs, and is sad that he isn't around more often. Vanilla is reminded of why she fell for him in the first place, but by the end of the day remembers why it didn't last. The guy just cannot be tied down. He lives for himself. Yeah, he'll look out for the little guy, but at the end of the day, it's all about Bugs Bunny. Daffy was right. They've had lots of long talks over coffee, her and Daffy. So there's no lingering animosity, but it's a cordial break.
Mm-hmm.
Vector is about to get the worst day of his life.
Oh, no.
We've seen what Bugs does to Yosemite Sam and Wile E. Coyote. Vector doesn't stand a chance.
No. Oh.
And it's only going to get worse when he calls in the Chaotix for backup. Because now it's just 3 times the chicanery.
Yeah, what's up, Croc? Oh, poor Vector. I feel bad for him. I do feel bad for him. Charmy would be I think Charmy would absolutely love Bugs, though. That would be the problem.
Until he's on the receiving end of the pranks, and then he's going to go wholesale ballistic.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Which is not going to go well for him, because it's Bugs frickin' Bunny.
No. Do they have to call in Bean? Make a call.
Save that for the sequel where he teams up with Daffy for something.
There you go. Bean versus Woody Woodpecker? Nah. Here's one from DDR Master M. Blaze's older brother has returned after years of doing his own thing. Who's his brother? Why, who else except Animal Crossing's iconic lazy cat Bob? How does this reunion go?
Points for crossover I wouldn't have ever seen coming. Okay, Bob. The lazy villager type. Pleasant enough. I mean, Blaze isn't going to be outright hostile to family, but she has to pick up a lot of slack with the heir apparent being apparently absent. But you know what? That's fine. She likes getting things done. She likes things being done correctly. Bob would not do things correctly. So, it's fine. He can go on another sabbatical. When is he leaving? Soon, perhaps? After tea? No, he's going to hang around the castle for another week or two? Okay, that's fine. You know what? She's got stuff to do, so you know your way around. Take care of yourself, Bob. Good to see you. Bye.
Are you guys just assuming that they're related because they're both purple?
And cats, I imagine, because they're cats.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess there's that, but also he's purple.
And his name begins with a B.
Yeah? Well, is Big related to Blaze?
Well, he's obviously the patron god of that world. He's just taking a sabbatical on Sonic's.
Oh, okay.
He loves to fish. Blaze's world is mostly ocean. It goes together. It makes sense.
Okay. Well, all right, fine. And we got a question from Dewdrop. A while ago, Ian mentioned that there were talks about maybe giving Amy some conversations in Frontiers that addressed her tumultuous past, before ultimately deciding to focus on her present characterization. I agree this is a good move, but personally, I have difficulty shaking this lack of catharsis. Amy's my favorite Sonic character, and I do sometimes worry why. As a kid, I had my own short temper and unhealthy obsessions. I'm in a better place now, and it's great to see her in one too, but I still gotta ask. Ian, can you paint us a picture of what might have been said between her and Sonic somewhere, somewhen? Either what you can remember, on the cutting room floor, or off the cuff. I'll take anything. Thank you.
It wouldn't have been anything incredibly deep or involved. And I don't think there's anything really like on cutting room floor to cite here. It was initial pitching of stuff, but more or less, I guess you could imagine the big scene between Sonic and Tails, but just within Amy's context. Her realizing that, maybe she perhaps overcompensated a little bit for being so clingy and needy in the classic era. And then, she's learned to back off since, and she's kind of embarrassed about it. And Sonic's just like, Amy, relax. We're friends. Proud of how far you come if you even wanted to find it like that. It would have to be very carefully worded because Sonic and Tails, that's one thing. They've always been seen as the brotherly duo, and he is the mentor and raising him up. With Sonic and Amy, the potential romantic angle and the power play between them as just, the male heroic figure and the traditional heroine, what could be well-intentioned support could, if worded poorly, be really condescending.
Yeah.
Or, unintentionally tearing her down in a way that, the scene would be going against, which is another reason why it's like, let's not go there. We've got like maybe a minute's worth of dialogue to do this. Can we really navigate all the nuances of this particular topic and do the character service, or just concentrate on the good things about her character now? That might be the safer option.
Yeah. I could see it being a bit mansplainy.
Yeah.
That's not really the direction you want to go. Not with Sonic.
It's okay, Amy. The male character has validated your personal life struggles.
No.
That's not what he would mean. That's not what I would mean. That's not what we would want. But if you didn't do it just right, it would tread into that territory. And even still, I think it would be misconstrued, unfortunately. So
yeah,
better not even to toe that line.
Yeah. No. Double L is here with a question. Ian, what are your thoughts on the following statement? People are hardwired to enjoy the hero's journey.
I generally dislike any kind of people are hardwired to X statements.
Yeah, no.
Even if we are generally predisposed, even if the vast majority of people happen to follow a particular trend, there will always be the outliers. And I don't want to say, yes, of course, because then someone who's like, no, I don't really get into it, feels like they're the freak. And maybe you are, but, in a good way. I can understand what's, inherently enjoyable about it, why it's such a simple and reliable kind of archetype, but I wouldn't necessarily say everyone is hardwired to enjoy it. It's just fundamentally a generally acceptable and usable way of doing story.
Sure. Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. It's like, I don't think they're hardwired necessarily. There's definitely something to like it being predisposed to enjoying that sort of story, but it's not necessarily, I wouldn't say it's universal.
One could also argue, since it's so ubiquitous in storytelling, it's what so many people grow up on.
Yes.
And thus they're familiar with it. So is it because it's just naturally well done, or is it because that's all we know?
Yeah. That's also the thing, is just the exposure of that is like, it's almost constant. So it's like, well, what else do we know?
And now we're getting into a level of philosophical discussion that I believe is well above what this podcast can produce. So
it's above our pay grade, that's for sure. If you want it to be not above our pay grade, though, patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member. Here's one from Gideon W. Here's a continuing crossover adventure. For St. Patrick's Day, they recently isekai'd Starline, who was bonded to Venom, and the Cortana, whose Master Chief previously dated Coco Nagas, decide to go on a double date while pairing up their platonic partners. Where in the Bumbleverse do they go? There's a whole Bumbleverse now?
We gone.
Where is the what is the Bumbleverse?
Pile of miserable secrets. Okay.
Apparently.
All right, we have Venomous Starline.
Yeah.
And Cortana, who is assumably still installed in Master Chief, who was dating Coco Nagas. So the double date is between Starline and Venom, and Cortana and post Coco Nagas Master Chief. I can't believe that sentence came out of my mouth, Kyle.
You know,
I need some dressing for that word salad.
When you do, let's see, how many episodes of the show have we done?
Too many.
Somewhere clearly. Around 600 almost. Yeah. Things have gone off the rails ages ago, and now we're just careening along endlessly and into the Bumbleverse.
So where do they go?
We got lost. We are lost in our own sauce.
I'm gonna say they go to like that Marshmallow Cafe at a Homestar Runner.
Okay.
Because why not at this point?
Sure. It always comes back to Homestar Runner with us, you know.
Strong Bad's running out there in his bad chef disguise, using an Italian accent in this French restaurant.
It's true.
Sorry, I didn't really research the part.
Oh, well. Oh, well. On that note, being asked, was it Cortana and Master Chief on the date? Or Master Chief? Like, who's on the date here?
It's them. Yeah, it's from my understanding of the question, it's Starlight, Venom, and Cortana and Master Chief. It's just,
but it's the it's the version of Master Chief that was previously dating Coco Nagas. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and take a quick break and come back with more in this Bumbleverse on the BumbleKast.
We're back, and we're starting off with our weekly giveaway question. Folks who follow us on our Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook every so often get a chance to have their question answered here on the show. And this week's winner is...
that cartoonist guy from Twitter. They ask, Starline falls into the world of Ruby with its sniper-sized deadly creatures of darkness and fights between good and evils. What does he do? Does he build his own weapon gun combo and try to conquer this world of new solutions, this world of bloody evolutions? Or does Starline just get chomped by the first Grim he meets and the isekai continues?
See, I haven't really seen anything beyond like the first half of season 1 of Ruby, so I'm going into this mostly blind. But there was like the school where they taught everybody how to hunt the Grims. Right?
That is like, I think that's the whole concept.
So I can imagine him trying to weasel his way into an administrative position because, you know, how else would he mold young minds that are able to craft all these delightful weapons?
Mm-hmm.
And in the meanwhile, figure out what the heck is going on with these Grims so he can utilize it himself. So then it becomes a coin flip of whether the student body / faculty realize he's a bad guy and take him out, or his meddling with the Grims in an attempt to, I don't know, fuse them with their transforming technology ends up blowing up in his face.
Well, there you go. Literally.
Or possibly biting him in the face. I mean, the Grims have big snarly teeth from what I recall.
Alrighty. Also, my description was kind of mostly centered around Volume 1, because that's about all I've watched, too, so...
Yeah, like, if they graduate from that and they go on to something else, I have no idea.
Yeah. I just know that at some point... The yellow one and the black one, the black and white one, they kiss, they get together, but that's all I know. All right, Hearts 13 has a question. Several members of the Sonic cast from a composite parallel reality, Archie and IDW, watch a Spider-Man film marathon. What is their Sally, Nicole, Tangle, Whisper, and Knuckles' reaction and review of the movies?
That's a lot of movies to sit through.
Yeah, that is. I think Knuckles would get tired of it.
Yeah, Knuckles, get him to sit down and watch one, maybe. He might find it mildly entertaining, but that kid has to be bit by a spider. I can do all that stuff by myself.
True.
Maybe not the web thing, but everything else, yeah, pretty much. I could beat the Goblin guy, no problem.
Tangle is, she can do the swingy thingy. So
Oh,
that's
Tangle's
pretty
going to
cool.
watch all of them, without even going to the bathroom. She's wrapped. She's fine. She's good.
It's a good thing Sonic characters don't have bodily functions.
Whisper's there with her for the whole thing, but she brought her mask, so she just kind of sleeps through most of it.
Oh, no. Does she have
But
to
she records everything, so when Tangle's like asking her about her thoughts on certain plot moments, she kind of gets all thoughtful, plays it back real quick. Yes, I liked that part. That part was a little loud for me. Winging it.
Sure.
Sally might get hung up on the complete lack of any kind of real science behind it, and Nicole's like, it's a fantasy. Relax. I'm a logical being built entirely off of hard data. I understand that this can't really happen, but it's fun. Just watch it. They'd have to take breaks. I mean, all that data that Nicole is recording, she has to sit down and process it for it at some point.
Yeah.
And I think Sally would have to take breaks. Like, she can't sit still for that long and not do something. She has to do some paperwork or something. She has to feel like she's accomplished something.
Which one of them loves Spider-Man 3?
Knuckles.
Okay.
Okay, Knuckles and Tangle. The Tangle loves them all.
Tangle loves them all, yeah.
Like, she will find something to champion about every single one of them, and make you feel bad for like nitpicking them.
Yeah.
Not like actively, like she's not destroying your critique. It's just she's so full of enthusiasm and love for these things that you're like, am I the curmudgeon? Am I wrong?
Yes. They even love good old Bully Maguire. Good stuff. J40008 has a question. Hello, Ian and Kyle. In the IDW Sonic universe, if Silver were to die in front of either Whisper or Blaze due to Mimic or Zavok, who would struggle to deal with it harder? What impact would it have, and how would they deal with the respective villains? Additionally, how would Tangle help Blaze cope and Shadow help Whisper? Boy, that's swapping things up a bit there. And also, what the heck?
You basically have 2 questions worth of scenarios smashed together with conjunctions.
Yeah.
It feels a little cheaty to me, but
a little. Yeah, well. And it's also like a more character death. Everyone wants their characters to kiss or die. I don't get it, Ian.
It's the highest of highs, the lowest of lows.
I guess.
Which is which, that your mileage may vary. Anyway, I mean, either scenario, Blaze is going to flambe whoever's immediately in front of her. If they don't, run for it, boom, you get the A1 sauce, they're done.
Yum, I guess.
And all things being equal, Whisper is probably also going to pull the trigger. She might be hung up on horrible despair first, because she has learned to love again. But, if either of them stand there and gloat for a half second, they're going to be about, I don't know, how much is a brain weigh? That many ounces lighter. Mimic probably won't. He's smarter than that. He's going to do his, I don't know, treacherous backstab and then skedaddle because he knows what's coming next. Zavok would gloat. I am so evil. Look at what I have done to the poor boy of the future. Oh, I'm on fire. Help, I'm burning. Help, dying.
Help, I'm being pelted by bullets and fire. You are dying. Yes.
Tangle and Blaze, I have no idea. I don't think she would either. Like, what do you say? How do you deal with that? I don't think Tangle would be able to do more than just be physically present and a shoulder to cry on. And Shadow, that is not the best emotional support character you could choose for somebody.
And hold on. Yeah, especially for Whisper. Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Definitely not a good support for Whisper.
At best, he would say something complimentary about Silver. He tried very hard. And then, you've experienced this before. You know how to move on.
Jesus.
How did you deal with your trauma, Shadow? Amnesia. Great, thanks. Okay, moving on.
Shadow's like, people die all the time. No need to cry about it.
Either forget about it or run from it. It's perfectly healthy, right?
Shadow says, big oof.
God.
Ah, boy. Oh, Shadow. You have zero emotional anything. Oh, man. Oh. How did you deal with it, Shadow? I didn't. All right, Major Bunny has a question. Chris Thorndike finds a drowning Tenrec in his family's swimming pool, and it's Surge. And Chris wants her to stay forever so they can be best friends. How does that go? Hard mode, Surge can't just kill him.
She'd laugh in his face initially, get about a mile outside of the manor and go, wait, that's all that kid's house? He's loaded.
Oh, no.
Races right back. Gotcha, buddy. So anyway, how much dust you got on hand? And she just lives there rent free.
But how does she deal with Chris?
Well, if he really wants her to be your friend, he has to do X, Y, and Z. Or, she might just have to keep moving on or something, find a better friend, something like that.
Yeah, there's better friends out there, and even in Sonic's world, it's fine.
Oh, you want to hang out? That's cool. Let's play hide and seek. You go hide. I'll count to 1,000,000. 1. Oops, lost count. 1. Oops, lost count. 1.
Good. Let him hide forever. Malia has a question. I've always loved the concept of doppelgangers, and the Sonic franchise is full of them when it comes to the blue blur. But does it ever haunt Shadow at night that he woke up from a 50-year stasis only to immediately run into someone who shares his speed, chaos control, and, in universe anyway, face? Ain't that kind of messed up? Does he think the universe is playing a spooky prank on him?
It is interesting, and I wish we could delve into it a little bit more for realsies. I think there's a certain degree of self-importance where he's comfortable enough in who he is that Sonic is the anomaly. There's nothing shaking him about who he is. It's just Sonic has to be the weird one.
Well,
but he's still Shadow, the ultimate life form. So, yeah, all that Sonic can do is passably impressive, but it's still just, that guy. He's the original. He's the best.
The original and best.
I don't think he would get terribly philosophical about it.
He is the coolest. I mean, he says that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense. Always believe what the characters themselves say about themselves. It's definitely accurate. Moreless has a question. Sally and Nicole go on a date to Twinkle Park, and they come across Sage and Eggman having a day out. Who wants to fight, and who would rather just continue having a nice day? And would Eggman or Sally be the first to win the giant teddy bear in the Carnival Games section?
Sally and Eggman are ready to scrap right there.
Always.
And Nicole's like, there are civilians around. He's not actively antagonizing. It looks like he's just having a nice day out with his daughter. Maybe this will mellow him out. Let's just see how it goes. And Sally's like, right, recon mission, scouting him out. Gotcha. No, Sally, please. Okay, fine. And, Eggman, hated nemesis, someone who's seen the destruction of many of his plans. Oh, he's going to take this lovely little rifle that they gave him to shoot plates and aim it right at that squirrel's head. Father, no. You were already complaining about the ticket price and we only have so many shots. Please, I want the teddy bear. I can make you a teddy bear at home. Yes, but the last stuffed animal you made is creepy, even by my standards. Fine.
Sally is a crazy person, apparently. Which makes sense.
It's more fun in this scenario.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that tracks, honestly. She's a little wacky.
Eggman's going to win first. I mean, he's a pretty good shot, all things considered. And yeah, he misses Sonic a lot, but Sonic moves at the speed of sound.
Yeah. Well, those games are rigged, though, so,
Now, if we're talking about, the basketball shot where you have to get, the perfect angle to actually make it because of the weird the hoop is situated.
Yeah.
Sally can do the head math. She'll get that. I think Eggman's actually trying to do it legit to show off, and he just can't get around it. Sally will think it through first.
Yeah.
For that thing where you shoot like the water into the receptor for the little horse race thing to go on, maybe Sally. She might be able to tactically judge how much water to shoot when, where Eggman is just like pouring it on. Grabbing the little floaty duckies to see what the prize is underneath, that's a crapshoot. Who knows? That's completely up to chance. Unless Nicole and Sage are on the side crunching the numbers. Father, statistically, that duck should win. Grab that duck.
Yeah. Or the not beer pong floating cups that you have to try and toss ping pong balls into. Yeah. The ring cup game. Yeah. That would be, I feel like those are definitely a complete crapshoot. So. All right. Mixiger 17. If either of you two have ever seen the snowball fight scene from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, there's a giant snowball fight with all the Restoration members, Sonic, Tails, and Surgeon Kit. Kit gets to snap like Flint did in the scene and goes absolutely ham on everyone, including, for the funnies, Surge, who will pretend somehow managed to give him an order so poorly worded that he's treating her at the same level of priority target as Sonic and Tails, and nothing she can say will get him to stand down until it's over. Describe the ensuing massacre, including who took the most snowballs to the face, the stomach, and below the belt line.
Here's the thing. Kit's whole hydrokinesis on the surface means he can throw a bajillion snowballs first. Like, sure, Surge and Sonic are making them and throwing them at super speed, but Kit can just match them by pure volume. There's a wrinkle to this, however.
Yeah.
Because that hydrokinesis, emphasis on the hydro, he's turning everything he touches into one of those slushy ice balls. Not just a snowball. They're coated in ice.
Ouch.
Those suckers hurt.
Oh, nice.
So, the first time Surge gets tagged, it's like, ha ha. I kind of gave the kid too vague an order, take them all out. And I guess I'm part of all. Okay, back down. The second time that ice ball hits, she's going to be mad.
Oh.
But again, volume. So now you got a full-on boss fight encounter with, crazy-eyed Kit in the center, hurling everything that he can get his little tendrils on, with Sonic and Surge just kind of zipping around, and every time they get hit, jeez, Kit, knock it off.
Oh, man. If he has a good enough arm, he'd probably kill him.
Tails, being the smart one, is taking cover and either A, waiting it out, or B, trying to quickly configure some kind of heat ray to melt everything down so he has no ammunition.
Well, he'll have a bunch of water.
That's true, but then they only have to worry about drowning, and that doesn't hurt nearly as much as an ice ball.
I mean, it can.
It's a different kind of hurt.
Okay, sure. Oh, no. Oh, man. Everyone is... oh, well, I guess once it's all water, then Surge can just zap the water and, take him out for a minute. Oh, man. I want to see Kit go ape shit. He's got Daisy in his ear. Aren't you tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go ape shit? Here's one from Noni. Stole this question from Etalia from Tumblr. What are the 20 steps in Shadow's 20 steps skincare routine? 20 steps. A lot of steps.
Step 1, be the ultimate life form with perfect skin. Step 2 through 20, you're not me, you're failure.
You're weak. Oh, no, that's what happened. That's how Infinite became a thing. Infinite was just trying to get tips on skincare. Oh, no.
He doesn't even have exposed skin. He's got nothing but, fur all over. You idiot.
Are you saying I'm an idiot? Yeah. Well.
No, Infinite.
Oh, Infinite? Yeah, I mean, yeah. But also me.
I would never call you an idiot to your face.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you would. Because you'd be right. All right. I think what happens is Shadow just runs real fast and all the stuff just melts right off him. It's fine.
I mean, you could argue, well, wouldn't all that wind shear cause him to chafe? And no. Why? Ultimate life form.
No.
The 20-step skincare routine is all just a grift by Rouge.
It sounds like it.
Do you want to look like the ultimate life form? Here's Shadow's personal 20-step technique. Rouge, I didn't authorize this. You don't have to, sweetie. You go run and be broody somewhere.
Oh, man.
Amy's looking at like the box of 500 different moisturizers and exfoliators and whatnot. And she goes, wait a minute. I think I remember seeing this in a different store. Did you just steal these? And Rouge is already gone.
Rouge is gone. Yeah. Of course. She stole everything. It's what she does. It's her shtick. All right, Nate Ray has a question. Ian, you have a chance to choose which main character, game only, has to be killed in a next modern game plot because Sega demands angst. Which one do you choose and why?
Sonic.
I was going to say, we've answered this before and we both said Sonic.
Yeah, see what happens to the series when your titular character is not there.
Hey, phrasing.
Titular, the title character. Read a book.
No. Why would I start now? Oh, man. Yeah. Just kill Sonic. First of all, he's like the safest option, honestly, because like if it were anybody else, there would be some people who are real big mad. But
oh yeah.
But when it's Sonic, yeah.
The other option would be Shadow, because you would have this perpetual section of the fan base going, it's a long con. They're going to bring it back again, just like they did in SA2.
Yeah.
This is another fake out. 5 games later, they're really committed to this bit. He'll be back in the next game, I guarantee you. And just see how long that lasts.
They're going to Gwen Stacy him. They'll bring back a new, cooler, better version in 5 decades. From an alternate reality. All right, normal person is here with our last question. Out of the blue, Spider-Man recruits Whisper to be his partner alongside Miles. How would a trio with the 2 Spider-Men and the Lone Wolf play out?
Peter and Miles probably not going to be wild about Whisper's, being okay with sniping people.
Standoffish nature
once
and murder.
Snipe them once and be done with it. But beyond that, she would be a fun foil for the 2 of them to riff off of.
Yes.
And given the versatility of the variable Wispon, she could reasonably keep up with them. So it might be a fun dynamic.
Do the wisps kill, though, Ian? That's kind of the thing. Like, yeah, it's a gun. Yeah, it's a sniper rifle, but it's not really deadly, is it?
Yeah, it's
not really. It can be, but
it's kind of debatable on whether it's the wisps themselves that are being fired or if it's just their energy taking a certain form.
Yeah. I guess it's arguable that they could kill you, but it's like, I mean,
if they have the power to destroy a full armored robot, I would imagine anything less resilient, like our own fleshy meatbag bodies, would, pop like a festive piñata.
The question is, are the wisps okay with killing?
Well, they trust in Whisper, and once they're inside the machine, they may not necessarily be able to see what she's doing with it.
Okay. Well, fine then. Let her kill.
You're kind of giving her the side eye, and Wispy going, you only just, winged him, right? And Whisper's like, trust me. That wasn't a yes or a no. Trust me.
Trust me. You won't have to worry about him again. Oh, no.
If I had a mouth, I'd be cringing.
He's not a problem. Ooh, big oof. Alrighty, that's going to do it for this edition of the BumbleKast.
Thanks to all our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members for supporting the show and sending in your questions. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
See you later, everybody. There's nothing really too outright in here, except some weird character death questions again. People really like death and relationships. Why,
okay.
or both. Death in relationships. Did you do the thing you were needing to do?
I did. So that's on the one hand, off my plate, and I'm done, and that's good. On the other hand, it's only like step 2, which means I'm going to have to deal with this again in the future, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, no. So
I kind of survive off of impending stressors, so I guess it's ultimately a good thing.
I don't know if that's a good... I don't know if that's a good thing.
That's my secret, Kyle. I'm always freaking out!
I know! I am aware. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's a good thing. Oh, man. Sharky says it's weird not hearing you guys speak at 2x speed. Yeah, I know. I edit the show at 1.6x speed, honestly, because first of all, it makes me sound different, so I don't have to listen to myself exactly. So that helps. And also because, I don't have time to sit here and listen to everything we talked about again.
It makes me feel like better talk like this.
Yeah, kind of. No, that's too fast.
All right, let me adjust the settings here. And how about this?
Perfect.
Good.
Okay.
I'll do the show like this.
Okay. It's the Big the Cat episode again.
I'm annoying myself.
It's the Big the Cat episode again.
No, Big talks faster than
Big
that.
talks faster than that, but not much. Mm-hmm.
Big is not slow, he's deliberate.
Yes, that's what I mean. You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. Someone explain Halo to me. Man shoots aliens, the game.
There's more to it than that, you know it.
Not much.
Nah, dude, if you get into like the whole Forerunner, like heavy sci-fi tie-in stuff, it gets kind of nuts. I only know like surface level of it.
Planets are big rings. Man goes around. He is like he is deep voiced man. He shoots aliens.
He's not even deep voice. It's more kind of gravelly.
He's a gravelly. He's got a gravelly. He's got a deepish
years ago, and you're getting me back on it.
He's got a deepish voice. Yeah. I mean, he's got a deepish voice, gravelly deep. He's like, he sounds pretty like, badass. He's finishing the fight. He's been finishing the fight for a really long time.
Actually, a while back, I know we're getting a tangent, but here it's after credits fluff.
Yeah.
A while back, Ali and I went and rewatched the remaster of the Halo 2 cutscenes that they put out.
Yeah.
Because I was super big into Halo 2 story, and she was only kind of like on the side going, And so we watched the whole thing as like a movie, and it's a long movie when you put it all together. And we were both surprised because I didn't remember how snarky the Chief was. Like, he had some attitude. There was some personality there. I just remember like the stoic green monolith. The I need a weapon. No, there was more to it than that. And it was like, oh, this is fun. When did we lose this?
Yeah, probably.
And the answer is more around 3 from what I recall.
My knowledge of the Halo story is minimal, which, as you can probably tell, based on the fact that I described it as man goes around and shoots aliens. But
Lord Hood, permission to leave the craft. For what purpose, Master Chief? To give the Covenant back their bomb. And then this Lord Hood just pauses and kind of smirks and goes, permission granted. And it's like, okay, that's good. That's good stuff.
That's
fun. Big smile on my face. Go,
good.
Chief.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And then just the whole set piece of falling through space, guiding this weird bomb as things are blowing up around just to get into the Covenant. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Long tangent aside. Let's get back to the show.
Okay.